Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bulletproof Underwear, episode number 187. Yeah!
Yeah!
I'm your co-host, Yam Juice.
And I'm your co-host, Flex.
And today, we've got a very special guest for you, a brand new guest who we've never had on before. He's a Halo player. He's a Buckeye from Columbus, Ohio.
That's right. Yeah, go Bucks.
None other than Mending Mercy. Yeah!
Yeah.
What up?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Sure. You got your Halo shirt you're representing?
Yeah. I figured I'd, show it, get the merchandise out.
All right. So you're in Ohio. Are you as snowed in as Flex?
No, I am not, man. We've actually dodged a couple snow bullets, I guess you could call it, man. Southern Ohio got smashed a couple weeks ago, but I mean it's like almost 60 degrees today, so the weather is really crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
60 degrees?
Yeah,
it's a heat wave.
It is. We're like outside with hoodies on and no jackets. Like we done lost our minds.
All
so,
right.
But yeah, It's the weather's actually pretty good right now.
It's awesome.
So it's like that in Minnesota right now, right?
What's that?
It's like that in Minnesota right now, right?
Right now in Minnesota, it's 75 degrees and sunny, and there's birds chirping. Oh, wait, no. There's birds getting run over on the freeway because there's a blizzard.
Right. Man.
Yeah. Well, here we are in California. It was rainy today. I had to take my umbrella. Traffic was horrible. When it rains, traffic just is horrible. I don't know.
You got it made out there in California, man.
Yeah, nothing but bikini chicks everywhere you go. You know, you go to McDonald's or Walmart or anything, you just like bikini chicks walking around everywhere.
That's
no,
crazy.
Wait. You live in San Francisco, though, so.
Okay, so replace the bikini chicks with chicks with hairy armpits and legs walking around with Birkenstocks, making solidarity gestures. Oh, geez. So Mending Mercy. Should we call you Mercy? Mending?
Mercy. Yep. Either way.
Or
way
do
is
we
fine.
use
Some
your
people
name?
call me Mending. Some people call me Mercy.
Does anyone ever just use your name?
Like William?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I'm gonna call you Mercy because that's what I was calling you before.
I'm going to call him Mercy because it sounds cool.
Yeah, I love it. I like Mercy too.
Now, okay, so where did that gamer tag come from? What is that about?
Okay, so Mending Mercy came from so like a couple years ago, I used to play guitar, and I was learning to play guitar, and I was kind of like in the music scene with some of my my friends from my church. And I was like, oh man, like I want to have a band. And I'm like, oh man, if I had a band, I would call it Mending Mercy, And pretty much like stood for like God's mercy and just being merciful to people and stuff like that. So after those dreams kind of died away, once I got back to playing Xbox kind of consistently, I wanted to change my gamer tag, and I'm like, I kind of just need a fresh new start. And that band name popped back into my head, and I was like, this is a perfect gamer tag now. So that's what it came from. Pretty much that was like my dream to have this kind of band named Mending Mercy. And then ended up turning into a gamer tag.
Well, you don't want to give mercy when you're playing Halo.
Yeah, it's good though. When you meet people and the internet is a crazy place, and on the Xbox Live can be kind of crazy sometimes. So when you have a gamer tag like that, you kind of say, hey, it's all good. I'm merciful. Let's have a good time. So it's good for that.
Yeah. So let's talk about your gaming history. So, how long have you been a gamer? Like, were you a little kid gamer? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've pretty much had. Going all the way back to Nintendo, N64, PlayStations. I actually, Halo was one of the reasons why I got an Xbox back in the day. You know, like growing up, it was me and my brother, shared a system. And I remember going over to my uncle's house one day and he was playing Halo. And I was like, gotta get one of these for my birthday. So I ended up getting an Xbox. And from that point on, my brother, he stayed PlayStation. I went the Xbox route. And, yeah, so, yeah.
Console war right under your own roof.
Yeah. So at that point, it became, that competition. Yeah, exactly how it was.
Xbox is better. No, it's PlayStation is better.
Yep. Yeah, and it was that competition. But so just recently, he actually got a Xbox just for Halo 5 so we could play. So after all of the years of us being separated on systems, he finally was able to get Xbox so we can play Halo together. So that's really special, to share that, playing with my brother, because Halo is one of those games where it just creates memories throughout the years, and it just follows you, man.
Yeah. So is he any good?
He's actually better than I thought he was gonna be. He's not a super hardcore gamer. He's average like me. He has his moments, but he's definitely better than I thought he was gonna
be. I'll point out that in case anybody didn't know that Mercy's on this Skype call with an Xbox Connect, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'm using pure all Xbox. Everything. So no computer, no nothing. Xbox, powered by the Xbox One and Microsoft.
Okay, be careful about saying its name. You'll activate it.
I know it's happened a couple times.
Stop listening.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. I'm sitting here like pushing B, like B.
Yeah.
Well, that was like when it first came out and people were making gamer tags called that. I'm not going to say it because mine's on.
Yeah.
But they made gamer tags that said on, off.
Yeah.
Or off, yeah. That was I've seen those videos.
That's the mean one.
Yeah.
That's people are raging over it.
Yeah, I saw a video and like immediately these kids were screaming, "Stop listening! Stop listening!"
Yeah, that's so wrong.
So the fact that you've got to connect, I would guess that you were a day one guy.
Actually, I was not a day one guy.
Oh.
Yeah, what happened was I ended up getting. It's weird. Like my gaming history, I've had just times throughout my life where I may not have gamed for a year just because of whatever, just being too busy or things just kind of sped up in life or whatever. So I ended up getting an Xbox One, and just because it was cheaper, I got it without the Kinect. And then as soon as I got the Xbox One, I realized I made a mistake. I was like, I really need a Kinect. And it was like, so I have kids and I like to play some of the Kinect games and stuff like that. So it was like I felt like I was kind of crippled without the Kinect. So I ended up getting a Kinect shortly afterwards. So
how did you find a Kinect by itself?
How did I buy it by itself?
Yeah, did you go on Craigslist and find a used one, or did somebody selling them new?
Yeah, I actually went on Craigslist. I think they're like, at the time they were 150. Went on Craigslist. I think I drove about an hour. Got it for like $60.
Wow.
Yep. I grabbed my sister. Yeah, I grabbed my sisters and we took a little road trip. and I was like,
the going rate for a secondhand Kinect is $150.
This thing was not even secondhand. He absolutely despised it. He looked at it like it was like this secret, CIA spying device.
Yeah.
So he never touched it.
Like that.
He would actually put on a tinfoil hat, before he would.
I mean, this thing, it had all of the factory Japanese stickers on it and everything. Like it hadn't been touched at all.
Okay,
so it was a steal, man. Really.
Yeah. So he's completely paranoid.
Oh yeah, yep. I was like, well, I'll cash in on your paranoia, and I'll take that for $60. Thank you.
Well, the government is watching your every move, everything that happens in your house. They totally they've got somebody with a clipboard.
Well, see, they can hear me, but I actually have one of those privacy sleeves. So I slide it right over when I'm not using it. So they can hear me, but they can't see me.
Well, I have a paper towel draped over mine right now.
Yep. I used to have something on mine before I found one of those.
That's funny. I never put anything on mine, but every so often I go up and moon it.
And then immediately it recognizes you as it
and
logs
then
you
it
in.
recognizes me as Flex.
It's like, oh yeah, that's Flex. It's a butt face.
Hello, Flex.
It's like we'll probably have to discontinue monitoring on Flex's camera.
Yeah. So do you have a PlayStation 4, or have you played much PlayStation 4?
No PlayStation 4. With my gaming time nowadays, it's pointless to have two consoles, man. I got everything I need with my Xbox One. I mean, everything I want is on Xbox One. Like, there's other games on PS4 that are kind of like intriguing, but it's really not worth it. The Xbox has everything I need.
Well, you're missing out on Nathan Drake. God damn it!
Oh,
I know. My brother's a huge fan of that, and I've sat up and watched him play that game, and it's amazing. It's amazing, definitely.
All right. What about Bloodborne?
Nope. Never played that game, but I've seen it.
Sorry, Lurker. I'm deadly sorry. I know you're writhing right now.
Yeah, that's Lurker's stuff right there. That game just seems like it's so hard. Like I probably wouldn't even be able to stomach it. It just looks like it's one of those like special niche games where you have to be that kind of guy to play it.
No, I am not a masochist. I don't want that in my life. The game making me want to hate myself.
Yeah.
Shooters make me want to hate myself enough.
Yeah, Bloodborne, it just seems like it's brutal.
Oh yeah. The other night, as I was playing, and I was like 3 and 5 or something, and I had to go to the can, man. Sometimes you can't wait.
Right.
And I come back and I was 3 and 20. So some smart ass in the lobby sends me a message. 3 and 20? ? So I sent him a note back, said 3 and 20, had to take a shit.
You mean you don't have a shit bucket right next to you? I mean, come on.
I'm not that hardcore gamer anymore. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, you got to get your shit bucket going,
Did he reply after that?
No, he didn't.
He was probably like, "Oh, okay, I understand."
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Well, I don't know about you, but I will take an AFK kill anytime. I always like, if I think somebody else might beat me to it, I shoot him. But if I think I have enough time, I'll go back behind him and assassinate him.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking the extra time to get that assassination. That's
if somebody else sees him at the same time, it's like, oh, okay, I want to get this guy first, so you have to shoot him.
Yep.
But then you want for sure a headshot, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know why those are so satisfying, but just knowing that there's a lonely controller sitting there, just getting that assassination, it's very satisfying.
Now it was a thing on the new Call of Duty. They had this one mode gun game, and it was plagued by this phenomenon. People would go there to farm. What are they? Crates, supply drops, or what is it? Flex that they have in that game?
Supply drops.
Crypto keys. Yeah.
Crypto keys.
You earn crypto keys, and then you trade them in for the supply drop thingies. Well, apparently that's so desirable. It's so desirable that people would go into gun game, and they would put a rubber band on their joystick, and they'd be spinning around in a circle, and they would just leave the house and go do something, and come back 8 hours later, and they've like earning crypto keys the whole time.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. I think they had an issue with that in Halo 5 where people were AFK in lobbies and they were just, it had like 1 million rec points, stuff like that. So people do anything to.
So that's what they do it for?
One little hole in the program, in the coding, man, they'll find it.
Yep. So they do that just to rack up rec points?
Yep. Because I mean, if you think about it, as soon as you get out of a game, it just cycles back.
Throws you into another game.
Keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you just leave your controller sitting on the table, you go to sleep, you wake up the next day.
Yeah, I think it's harder to do it now because they put in a lot of like fail safes as far as like idling. So if you're sitting in a game for too long, it'll just kick you just straight out to the menu.
What about the rubber band trick where you just have your guy spinning around in a circle?
Yeah, somebody will probably have to report you. But if you're going game to game, it'll probably be hard for someone to, you know what I mean, for somebody to track that.
Yeah. Now, okay, so you're a Call of Duty guy. I mean, not Call of Duty. Yeah.
That is an insult.
You're a you're a Halo guy. You're a Halo guy.
Doesn't offer a guess, yeah.
All right. So what was the first Halo that you fell in love with?
It was CE, and this is the reason why. Like I referenced earlier, I remember seeing it for the first time where my uncle, he had a friend come over and they connected their Xboxes. And it was crazy that, there's like a couple people over here, a couple people over here, and on the same map, fighting each other. And like as a kid, it like blew my mind. I was like, what?
How is this possible? How is this possible?
I'm looking at this screen and I'm seeing him over here fighting, and they're throwing grenades and plasma grenades are blowing up and everything's like going crazy. And from there, it was just like, that is amazing. I just remember like bugging my dad to get me an Xbox, and I ended up getting one for my birthday. The following birthday, from when I seen it. But that was one of the things that triggered it, and that was like the multiplayer aspect. But I remember getting it, opening up, and I remember like it was yesterday. It was like a really, really sunny day. Like my birthday's in July, so it was like hot outside. And I just remember being on the Pillar of Autumn and the ship blowing up and aliens like fighting you, and you're seeing the Marines like screaming and fighting and dying and flying everywhere. And like I remember there were certain times where like I was like scared. It was almost like a scary game. I'm like younger and all of this stuff's going on. And I remember just sitting there like, I don't want to like walk further because I don't know what's going to happen. It like, it immersed me that much to where it was like, I really feel like I'm on this ship. It's about to blow. These aliens are about to destroy me right now. And I'm scared as crap right now, So that's one of the iconic moments for me in that campaign where there was actually like legit like fear and emotions running through me while I was playing the first couple missions of that campaign. So that was when Halo just snatched me up, man.
Yeah. So I'll bet whenever you hear Master Chief's or Cortana's voice, it just like does something to you.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I have like my wife. I fight with her on everything. Like I told you, I'm sharing the living room with.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Oh,
this kind of stuff is like throughout the house, and like my wife has to like battle with this kind of stuff because I just have to have it around. It's
Okay. Can we get you to put it on? Take the headset off for just a second. Put it on, and this will make a good thumbnail for the video.
Let's do it. Okay, hold on.
Let's do it. All right, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Da 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 da.
kick ass.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh man. Well,
nice.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just stuff like that, man. It's like, I mean, to the point where like even just my family, like they'll be out somewhere and they'll see some Halo stuff and they'll text me like, "Hey, do you want this? You want this?" So it's something that's a part of me. You know what I mean? Like when people see Halo, they think me. You know. So it's just been something that's been a part of me for so long. That's why, it's just one of those games that it's gonna stick with me.
All right. So how did you feel about Halo 5 when Chief is not even in half of the campaign?
See, that's one of the things that I've wrestled with for a really long time, and it's one of those things where you love something so much it's hard for you to kind of critique it. But I really was not happy with the campaign, and like the gameplay of the campaign, fun. Yeah. Completely fun. The maps are beautiful. Just, the mechanics and just all of that. The co-op, amazing. But the actual campaign was just wasn't too satisfying. And I think from the standpoint of 343's marketing campaign was so amazing. And they sold so much, like this shirt, for instance. This shirt is almost like a old boxing advertisement poster.
Yeah,
it's saying these two clash of the Titans coming together, about to go blow for blow, knock each other out. That kind of deal. And the marketing campaign was the same way. All of the live action trailers they had displayed, and it just that fight just wasn't displayed in the game.
Oh yeah, you get a cutscene, one cutscene where they are head to head.
Yeah, and it was like they kind of threw a couple punches, and then it was like they were like best buddies afterwards, and it's like, what?
Yeah, in those trailers, remember when like the trailer that's shown from two different perspectives, like Locke is about to finish off Chief, he's lying there, he's injured, and he's about to finish him off, and then the other perspective where Chief is about to finish Locke off. Like, where was that?
That's what I'm saying, and and
that's a story. That's a story that we want to see.
Yep, and that I really think that is what that tarnished it for me. Let alone we got 4 missions with Chief, and I just feel like they also haven't done a great job of making us like care about Locke. This dude's had a movie that I thought it was so bad, Halo Nightfall. I thought I couldn't even stomach it. I thought that was bad.
It was weak. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
If it was on the Sci-Fi Channel, it would still be weak. It's so bad.
Exactly. And I just felt like if you look at all of the characters, everybody has some kind of this guy joined the Spartans because he lost his family, and he has this little side story like Forward Unto Dawn. I loved it. They've been able to use some of those characters in stories now because they developed them so well in Forward Unto Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
You got Lasky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple other guys that they used in like Hunt the Truth. It's just little things like that. So I feel like the Halo 5 campaign kind of suffered, because Locke isn't really developed well. Like there's nothing, you can't bring a character into a campaign to compete with Chief and not deliver on his character development.
Especially when you consider the end of Halo 4, we really felt like we got a connection with Chief. Like we got to see his human side,
Yes. I'm glad you brought that point up because I haven't really said anything like this publicly, but at the end of Halo 4, when Chief is standing on the deck looking out to Earth, it's almost like you could like feel him it's almost like you could see him crying inside of his helmet. Like he was that broken. You know what I mean? Like none of that was paid off on. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, and now Cortana's back and she's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, she's got clothes on.
And she's got clothes on.
Yeah, man. So for me, when when I look at Halo 5, I choose to focus on the more of the positive things. With the hopes of Halo 6 delivering, because I don't have a desire to play the campaign, which sucks. You know what I mean? And eventually I'll play it again to see if my perspective changes.
Yeah.
But when I got done with the campaign, I just kind of like sat there and had this like empty feeling. Man. But when your expectations are so high,
yeah.
And one of the other things, make a point real quick about the campaign is like before launch, all the devs and everybody was talking about, you're gonna see Chief's humanity because he got his team and the Spartans he grew up with, and it's like, no, he was still acting like Chief. He's like, no, we're going on a mission. Shut up. Now. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, the only interesting character in that whole thing was Buck.
Oh, Buck, yeah, Buck is cool, man.
Yeah, Buck had some good lines. Buck. I mean,
yep, he put the flavor. He brought some flavor with his remarks and stuff, and that's who everybody wants to see.
And the ladies, they why were they even in it? Their lines are so boring.
You could literally take Fire Team Osiris and Blue Team out and just have Master Chief and Locke, and you wouldn't lose any value. You know what I mean? Even though the Buck was like a good comedic relief, but nothing he did was like foundational. You know what I mean? Right. So you could have took them out. Well, it does.
It's like for the co-op. It's like, okay, there's 4-player co-op. Each of you guys gets to be one of the people. So they'd have to do I remember first time I played, CE co-op. It's like, wow, there's 2 of us Master Chiefs.
2 Chiefs. Yeah.
Who is Cortana talking to, me or you?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and I think it worked out that way, with the 4-player co-op. But as far as the story, man, I just don't think it added any value.
Yeah. Well, I did kind of like, the new 343 Guilty Spark, exuberant.
What is it? Exuberant Witness?
Exuberant Witness? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
She's like all cheerful and everything.
Yeah, I did like that monitor.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was a good addition.
The warden's really getting mad. You're doing really good.
Yeah.
You're doing really good. The warden's getting so mad.
Actually like the warden. I know a lot of people didn't like him because they were playing it on legendary, but you needed somebody like that to just really get in your hair. Yeah. All right, so multiplayer. What do you think? What do you think about this Halo 5? Oh my gosh!
Switching gears here.
This is the meat. This is the meat and potatoes, man. I love it. I think I've played every like I say multiplayer, like CE. I played multiplayer like on LAN with connected Xboxes. I played Halo 2, but I did not play Halo 2 online. So I didn't get to experience Halo 2 online, but Halo 3 and pretty much all the other games online to a certain extent. I consider myself like a casual player. Like, I'm not like hardcore, gaming is life kind of guy. Like, I get on, I have fun, and then I go about my life. But for some reason, Halo 5 is so much different from all of the other Halos. I think one of the major things for me, and I don't know if I can explain it right, but feeling the relationship between like the gun and the enemy and that contact, because I never felt like if I have a pistol, like I really feel like that bullet is like hitting that guy. In other games, it kind of just felt like wonky, or like, I don't know. It just feels so much different now, and I think
it seems
that,
more visceral.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's a great word. Great word. And we've talked about this, and you've heard me talk about it on Twitter. It's that in all of the other games, it's like, if you're a master with the battle rifle, I mean, you can just melt anybody. No other weapon can really combat it.
No other weapon can stand up to it.
Yeah.
Except now in Halo 5, any weapon can be good.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, this gun is just overpowered. It still takes skill to use the weapon. It still takes skill, so it's like you're not just stealing kills because you grabbed a rocket launcher and you placed it right. Like, no, you can grab a storm rifle, you can grab a suppressor, and if you use it right, and if you get the right angle or the right jump on someone, you can take advantage of those strong precision weapons.
Well, you know what? When you're playing with people who are super, super good, the automatics will generally lose to a guy who's really good with a pistol or a BR. Mm-hmm. Unless you're really close. If you're really close, there's nothing that can stand up to the SMG.
Yep.
You haven't got time to kill somebody with a pistol.
Oh, yeah. But if you're at any distance with the SMG, it's spreading out like pepper, man.
Yeah. It's not good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, each weapon has got its own little thing that it's good for.
Yep.
And the assault rifle is amazingly good.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, it's one of those things, and I think a lot of people have issues with it because they're used to those precision weapons being king.
Way better, yeah.
I've said before, like, why would you create a video game? You create 15, 20 weapons, and then everybody only wants to use one or two. Like, you didn't succeed.
No. Like, why did you make them?
You didn't succeed.
Like, let's put 100 useless weapons in the next game. Like, next game we'll put 200 useless weapons.
Yeah. Like, what's the point of creating 15 weapons and nobody uses them?
Yeah.
No one thinks that I can grab this weapon and do any damage. Like you wasted it.
Well, I'll tell you what. The first time I picked up a bolt shot, I was trying to charge it. I was trying to charge up a bolt shot. And the first few times, they're like, "What do you got to do to charge this thing up?" I was like, "What? What am I doing wrong?"
Yep. Yeah, I love that bolt shot. You have to. That's one of those weapons where you have to strafe very, very fast and just get those shots off, and it's like it works every time because those bullets hone in really well. It's like like the suppressor. Like I was telling you, you got to use that suppressor, man. That thing melts, and the more you hold the trigger, the faster it shoots, and those missiles or those bullets hone in too. So that's another weapon.
So when you say hone, I have not used the bolt shot very much at all, or the suppressor. I think I've got one kill with the suppressor. Mm-hmm. Like how does it work?
They track. So, I mean, just imagine having a assault rifle with bullets that hone in. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So they don't just smart bullets. Yeah.
I gotta start using that thing.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's great. It's great. I love it. Like on Coliseum is where I can. Nobody ever picks it up on Coliseum. So that's if the rockets aren't there, I'm going up to get the suppressor, and you can easily put shots on guys coming out of their base, coming around on the elbows. You know what I mean? Because you can just shoot from up there and.
Well, I knew the needler tracked. I knew that.
Yep.
You know,
the suppressor and the bolt shot.
And the Hydra tracks.
Oh, I love the Hydra. I love it.
It's so cold blooded. Oh
yeah. I really love it on big team battle. Like you have like an open environment. If you can get the lock on, shoot them up in the air and just watch it. Yeah, that's one of the weapons that I applaud 343 for, because that's a really good addition to Halo 5.
Yeah. So we love the weapons. What do we think about the maps?
I think the maps are okay. My thing with Halo is it's always been one of those games where it takes you away. The maps don't look like any other maps in gaming, and it's always felt extraterrestrial, to say, or far away. And I feel like we don't have as much as that in Halo 5.
Right. Coliseum is the only genuine, Halo kind of map, which is like this gleaming chrome stuff going on.
Yeah, it has.
Halo maps are clean. They're not like war torn, explosive, and like rubble. That's like Call of Duty is like that, but Halo maps are clean.
Yeah, and the Coliseum has those Forerunner structures. That slick metal and the orbs and all the lights and stuff like that. And that's what as a Halo player, that's what you're used to. You're used to seeing, like you're fighting on, a Halo ring with, Forerunner remains and stuff like that. But you have like a lot of these maps like Fathom, Eden, and it's like we're like fighting in like a industrial complex.
Yeah, like this is some
where
kind
is
of
that
factory or warehouse or something.
Yeah, and I understand it works good for the arena, and I don't know how tons of like a few more Coliseums would look as far as the HCS goes, the Halo Championship. I don't know how marketing played into art design for those, but I guess that's one thing as far as like the art style. I'm just used to having alien like maps. And then like we're getting like the remixes and the updates. So I don't know. I'm still kind of battling with that as far as, you know, just creativity and having new things. Like I think my two favorite maps in Arena right now are Coliseum and Plaza. I think Plaza is like one of those that's so different. I feel like, you know, you're in like Chinatown or something.
Right.
You know, like,
what is this?
Yeah.
It's like some sort of a mini mall, kind of a thing someplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I like the map just in general. But yeah, the maps are cool.
Yeah. Okay, Warzone. What do you think about Warzone? I know you're a pretty big Warzone fan.
Yeah. I think the main reason why I'm a big Battlefield guy too. Like that's my secondary shooter.
That's your side game.
Yeah. Flex, that's my man. I love Battlefield, so I like the big maps. I like the chaos,
the craziness,
the absolute craziness. Just, you know, when you have a good game like Battlefield, or now with Halo 5 and Warzone, you know, you get to experience stuff that you don't just get to see in other games. You got vehicles, flying vehicles, different kinds of weapons, and, you know, people just all across the map. But the reason why I love Warzone is the weapon selection. I remember when I first started playing, I was like, okay, you know, it's fun. But the way the game is set up, you know, you're spawning a one-use weapon. You may not be able to get it if you die. You may not be able to get it back, you know. So it's like there's this pressure to say, all right, I got this OP weapon. I gotta kill somebody before I get killed.
Yeah.
And just all these elements of like, all right, I got this, you know. And before they did all the changes, because now like your weapon will sit on the map for like 20 seconds. But before, if you died with like a legendary weapon that could just wreck, that's it.
It's gone.
You know? And so I mean the first time I used the answer is the saw with the exploding bullets. And they were like waves of guys were coming in trying to attack our core. I literally killed like 9 guys in like a minute. And everybody was like, where's everybody at? I was like, I think I just killed like 9 people on the right side, so they're probably spawning again. Yeah. And it's those moments that fuel you to play the game, so you can like have another moment, like you're pulling out that weapon. It's like, all right, I gotta do something good. I gotta capitalize. So it's just that constant, like, you know, I love it. I love the chaos, man. I love that it's not balanced. You know, it's like playing chess or checkers. It's like they have a tank. Who has a tank? Pull out a tank. They're going to kill us. You know, I like that. I like that. Now aspect
you were saying that you survived you survived a ghost train.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so for those who don't know what a ghost train is, pretty much when you get to the enemy core, everybody falls back and spawns a ghost or like a mongoose, whatever the case may be, and everybody drives in a line and drives into the core. Now, it takes a pretty good amount of hits to kill a ghost just by itself. You know, those things can be so irritating sometimes. But if you have like 6 or 7 people at one time and like they don't have a
coordinated attack.
Yes, in a coordinated attack. So what you do is there's a couple people that'll maybe like stay outside and shooting, but like the rest of everybody just runs all the way in, goes in the back door of the core, kills everybody in there, and just shoots at the core. So we've done that several times to other teams, and we had it done to us one time. We were sitting there and it was like really quiet. We're just in the core, and you could hear crickets. Like, we was like, oh shoot. I was like, man, I think they're about to pull a ghost train on us. So all of a sudden we hear all the ghosts coming around the corner, and luckily we had a couple guys already outside that had ghost. So thing about it is, if you get distracted and just don't keep going, the train breaks up. So we broke a couple guys off, and then they came in, and we had ghosts, and we were throwing grenades and everything, and we killed them all before they got to us. And it was one of those Halo moments.
Only in Halo.
Only in Halo. Only in Halo. And those little moments make Halo what it is. You know what I mean? Just defending that tactic that you're seeing gamer clips on the internet, you know, and it's like, I defeated that, you know, and that's one of those moments that you always remember. And everybody that was in that party that was freaking out and screaming and cheering, you know, it's always going to be a memory. Like, we defeated a ghost train in Halo 5, you know.
Yeah. So
cool.
that's Battlefield's slogan: only in Battlefield.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Only in
sure.
Halo. Only in Halo.
Only in Halo.
There is a lot of shit that's only in Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about something else here. This is one episode after our last episode where we had Ezra come on and break the story about Crazed, what happened to him and his family, and like we're really sorry about that. I mean, I don't know, you know, I still don't even know how to process that.
Flex doesn't have the words. That tells you something right there.
But
don't know what to say.
But you know what happened is, like, that video went up, and within minutes, it was getting like tons and tons of people retweeting it, and like within an hour or two, other people had made videos, and everything. My Twitter timeline was going crazy with likes and retweets, and like everybody got on board, and everybody showed that the Halo community is anything but dead. It's like, wow,
it was really something to see.
Forces
that many
were
people
motivated.
Getting together to help somebody else out.
And
I mean,
Yeah, that was
in no time.
amazing.
In no time, forces were mobilized, and the live stream was planned, and the GoFundMe page was exploding. When we put up that video, the GoFundMe page had 13,000 something, and it's like, last time I checked the other day, it had like 27,000.
Yep.
So I think we could say the majority of that, you know, difference is from the Halo community, and that's that's pretty special
for sure.
well, people say, you know, there's the real world and the gaming world, and if you have friends that you game with and you've never met them, then they're not really your friends, and that's, to me, is a bunch of bull crap. We just proved that.
Point.
We just proved that, man.
Absolutely.
That's not true. Is that people that we play with, we are friends, you know. And it's like, when somebody hurts, man, we hurt, and everybody steps up and.
Well, you know, Crazed friends were among the first, you know, to get involved, but like before long, it just went. It kind of went viral. It's like the people from 343. People from 343 were tweeting out stuff and donating.
Yeah.
Josh Holmes donated $1,000.
$1,000.
Frankie wished his sympathies.
Yep.
And then big YouTubers like Halo Follower and Green Skull made videos. It's like people who
everybody had their hand in it. Everybody did.
And it needed to be.
And it did. It did. And then during the stream, Sunday, at the very end of the stream, Crazed actually was in the chat.
Yep.
And Big Killa was in and out the stream and giving people a chance to say a few words. And Crazed was actually able to thank folks.
Yeah, I heard it got a little misty in there. I heard it was getting pretty emotional, and it's crazy because as far as me, I didn't like I'm fairly new to the Halo community, and I'm looking every day for guys that are YouTubers that are doing stuff for Halo, and I had never even heard of Crazed until I seen what happened with his his family and his home, and I was compelled by just the whole response. I mean, that whole week, it was like, man, like, okay, this guy is family. You know what I mean?
He's one of us. He's one of us.
Yeah. I mean, and I went and donated, and it was just one of those things where just to be a part of something where a community where everybody put everything down, the game and all of the mechanics and all of the crying and griping about stuff that you don't like, and even your own life. I think a lot of people even looked at their own lives and said, you know what, man, certain things ain't worth it, man. And you just gain perspective, man. And I think a lot of people hit the reset button on a lot of things, man, because at the end of the day, it's about family and being there for one another. And we, the Halo community, really showed the definition of community last week.
Yeah.
It was an incredible event.
It was.
To help out a bad tragedy. And that's I said it. I think I told a few people that last week's show was the hardest interview type thing I've ever done. I mean, it was really rough, and I was humble, man. I felt humble afterwards.
Yeah. What do you even say about something like that?
Man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Right before we started this Skype call, I noticed on Twitter, like, Crazed put out a video.
Yeah, I seen that. Yep. Yep.
This was the video that he made like the day before this fire happened. So and there was a link in there to a tribute, like a photo montage that his sister made to his daughters, and there's lots of pictures, and there's even one with Crazed at the end. We'll put a link in the description to that. If you wanna get really kind of broke up, take a look at those, that great family of theirs, while they were still with us. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it's good that he's like tweeting again, and that he's still interested in Halo. At least I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's awesome to see that he's still pushing. You know what I mean? Obviously he still has a passion for Halo, and I think it would be good for him to continue, man, because we're the community. We still have our arms open for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is we're family, man. So I'm glad to see that he's still functioning in the midst of that. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine what he's going through, but to see that he's moving forward, man. That's what you want to see. You know what I mean? What you want to see.
Yeah, I'm really glad. Well, I put a response on his video. It's like, if you ever wants to play 1v1, he was showing off a Forge map that he made. It's like, yeah, give me some revenge. He put up a video the week before of him poning my ass on a 1v1.
Yeah, I was checking that out earlier.
It made it look like I have a terrible shot than I do. Yeah, crazy.
I'm a good shot.
Ah! Now we're gonna have to put a parental warning on this video. It's like might scare children. Oh God.
Flex scares the kids again.
So do we want to talk about the division beta that was going on?
We can talk about it. I had access to it. I played it 10 minutes.
Okay, I did not play it.
And it wasn't because it wasn't a good. It wasn't because I thought it was a bad game. They had double XP on Black Ops 3, and I got drug into that. My friends drug me into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but from what I could tell, the 10 minutes I played, it looked pretty cool.
10-minute gamer review.
Well, the first 30 seconds were so great, but the 9 minutes and 30 seconds after that were amazing. So, Mercy, did you get a chance to try it out?
Yeah, I actually played the alpha and I played the beta, and I'd say I probably played both of them probably a total of maybe 8 to 10 hours.
Okay, so you've got a valid opinion.
You gave it a fair shake.
Yeah, I did. I actually like the game. I'm not a huge RPG guy. It's something that kind of still feeling the waters with that. Like, I'm a first-person shooter guy, obviously. Halo is like the main thing that I play. But yeah, I think it's one of those games where you have to like play with someone. You have to play with like a team. I didn't really experience it with alone, but I can just feel that it'll probably be a little rough by yourself. But I think with the, it's like this New York City, some kind of disease, infection, broke out. I think they can really hit it home with the story. There's a couple storytelling mechanics that you experience in the beta that I think if they do it right, they can really like create a really good story. The gunplay is decent. It's your basic.
It's a third person cover shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, you think of like if you ever play like Gears of War, that kind of cover system. Yeah. That's one of my other games too. But yeah, cover system like Gears. I think the one thing that sets the Division apart is like the Dark Zone, and I'm pretty sure you guys may have experienced that. But it's a multiplayer arena. It's like in a portion of the city to where you go in, you fight other AI, fight other players, and you get loot. But instead of like going in, earning your loot, and getting out, you have to call in a helicopter, which alerts everyone in the Dark Zone that you're extracting like legendary weapons. So you can have your group extracting weapons, and someone can come over and kill you and take it. Or they can come over and just stare at you and watch you extract it and not hurt you at all. So it puts a dynamic situation in gaming that I don't think has been experienced yet. Because I've watched people on Twitch come up to other players and they're just like staring each other down, like, "Are you gonna kill me? Are you friendly?" Because like like literally this helicopter is hanging a rope down, and I have all of my loot about to get extracted, and then another group comes and they're like, "Are they gonna shoot us? Are they gonna shoot us?" Or, you know what I mean? So it's like you can choose whether
it sounds kind of like DayZ. Sounds kind of like DayZ. Where you're
like,
everybody felt like you don't know if somebody's friendly or hostile.
Yep. Yeah, I watched that on Twitch as well. But yeah, so I've played the Dark Zone. I just feel like it's one of those games where I'll probably get it for the story, but I won't have the time to grind it.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's going to be a gigantic Mondo mega blockbuster like a Destiny or something?
I think it may be close. I think it may be close. Destiny is so big though. It just depends on. I think it really depends on the story. If the story really delivers, I think that it'll be a great platform. Because, like I said before, they have a few good storytelling mechanics that really evokes a lot of like emotion.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they do that right, I feel like they can, because the gameplay is fun. I just think the story would take it to another level if they do it right.
Now, one thing to be concerned about is, like, is it going to have enough content so it's going to not be like Destiny where, like, well, now you get to do the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things about the shooter RPGs. Because, you got, like, your RPGs like The Witcher, to where these things are, like, 200 hours of just exploring and stuff like that. But with the shooters, it's different. So that is a major question, and that remains to be seen.
If they're smart, they're going to make a big bucket of content.
Yep, and they'll have to keep updating continuously and putting things out there as well.
Yeah. Well,
it's getting to the point now where people almost feel ripped off if you don't get some decent content. After you get the game, if you don't get some content along the way, it's like.
Well, I mean, like a game like Fallout or Witcher, you don't got to worry about content. You're going to be playing that game.
You're playing for 300 fucking hours.
Yeah, you got plenty of content. The world is big. But a game like Destiny, you do those first however many 20-something missions or whatever, and you've done it. You've done it. Now you can just redo it and redo it and redo it.
Redo it.
And many have.
But people were willing to do that. People were, and they're still doing it.
Yep, still doing it to this day.
Yeah, if you go on Twitch, it's always one of the games that's got a lot of people streaming it or watching the streams. So I don't know. It's like it's. I think it's going to be big. I don't think it's going to be Destiny big though.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. And the only reason why is because with the first person versus the third person, the gunplay is a little more, it's going to be more detailed and more skill based. The Destiny side is more skill based, so that drives the longevity a little more, I think.
I think people prefer playing first person more than third person. I think it's more popular.
Yeah, right.
9 out of 10 do, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people,
especially
don't like
with shooters. Yeah.
Well, I mean, people got used to going back to third person when they played Grand Theft Auto. That's third person. So, the people still play that game to this day.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think the Division is going to be quite as big as either of those two games, but I think it's going to be like the next biggest. Anyway, we'll see.
Yep.
It's launching at a really good time. It's like it's launching next month, and okay, all the games that came out in the holiday season, people are already starting to get tired of them, or else they've already got tired of them when they left, and they're looking for something. So I think it's probably coming out at a really good time.
I totally agree with that.
That's about when Titanfall came out a couple of years ago.
I love that game.
Didn't it come out in March? I think that was. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So
Shit, I can't remember what I had for supper, Yam. What are you asking me questions about 2 years ago, man?
yeah. Well, I know what I had for supper right before the show. I scarfed down meatloaf, mac and cheese, and cream spinach, and went to Boston Market and brought home some food. I'm like, yes,
Nice.
yes. And it's too
Good.
much. There's too much. There's still plenty of it left. I could have more if I felt like it.
About to go for round 2 after the podcast.
No. I don't think so. Well, we're putting this up slightly late. We normally put it out on Monday, so this will go up tomorrow.
Nice.
So tell your friends.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Hey, now you're good friends with the that other group of podcasts. Tell us about that.
Podtacular.
Podtacular, right?
Yeah, they're actually one of the main reasons why I got associated with the Halo community. I listen to like podcasts. Like I used to travel a lot in my job, so I started doing like audiobooks and podcasting, and I stumbled upon Podtacular. And then after a while, I started to realize, like, man, like, how do I get in contact with these guys? And I realized that like everybody was on Twitter, so I ended up utilizing my Twitter account that I had from a long time ago that had like 2 tweets. So I ended up linking up with those guys, and then just gradually just been trying to just create relationships with guys, talk to guys on Twitter and stuff like that. And I was actually on their podcast a couple months before Halo 5 launched. So they do like a live podcast every Thursday. And
now, did they put it up as a YouTube video?
What'd you say?
Did they put it up as a YouTube video?
The podcasts go up on iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a YouTube channel though where they put up some gameplay videos and stuff like that. But I think it's mostly through iTunes for the podcast. Yeah.
You should tell those guys that we would love to have any of them on our show.
Oh, I can definitely hit them up. Time.
Yeah, Haas and Pins Halo, and who's that other fella?
Haas, Pins, Godzilla T.
Godzilla, yeah.
Godzilla, Dust.
And Duststorm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely drop the word. I know Pins has been on another podcast too. I know he'd love to come on too.
Yeah. I follow those guys on Twitter. I just don't really know them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the kind of person I will just hit you up. Like I know, like I think I seen you in a conversation with someone, and I kind of looked through your stuff. I'm like, okay, he seems like he's pretty cool, and just chop it up. I'm not a stranger to anyone. If I'm trying to get engaged with the community, I'm gonna engage. So, and I think that if you love Halo, we're gonna have a conversation.
There you go. All right. So if you, the audience, are still watching Bulletproof Underwear, episode number 187, good for you. Gold star. So I am your co-host, Yam Juice.
And I am your co-host, Flex.
And we would like to once again thank our Halo-loving, Columbus, Ohio living, crazy, ghost train beaten guest, Mending Mercy. Yeah! So this is about that time that we talked about.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. I think you broke the lens, man.
Nice.
All right. There is, I guess, really just one thing left to do. Take us out, Mr. Flex.
Well, Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.